As always, guys, give me just a couple minutes here. I'll be with you here on mic. Just let me go ahead and let everybody else know in social media land that I'm online, and I'll be with you here in just a minute. Okay, everybody, thank you very much for joining me here on a lovely autumn Friday and kind of the last of the nice weather before everything goes to hell. My name is Red Baron. Thank you very much for joining me. All you guys that are new on live stream here for the first time hearing me, I am the host. My name is Red Baron. I go by RB. You can call me whatever you want. Just don't call me late for dinner. So anyway, I'm going to be here kind of sharing a few thoughts that I got. And this is not going to be an official live stream. Just a lot going on. And everybody always wants to kind of know. So we're going to call this mini therapy. We have a kind of a fun little thing we like to call this crypto therapy. So this is going to be 10-minute therapy. Let's see if that works out. So if you guys are new on live stream, once again, welcome. Thank you very much. We'd love to have you join us on our free Discord, which is over at theunfairadvantage.chat. No charge to come on in. If you guys are looking for a home, looking for a group of people that you can kind of hang out with that really like crypto, not a bunch of spammers, not a bunch of skateboard kids, not a bunch of people trying to sell you crap. We patrol that very, very viciously. I've got some of the best mods in the business, and we will escort them out the door. So, if you're in there, you're not being marketed to, you're not being spammed. We're in there talking crypto, we're making the calls, we're trying to help everybody because no crypto investor left behind is our motto. So please be sure and join us over at theunfairadvantage.chat. So what you're going to be seeing here tonight, if you're also new, is you're going to be seeing me use something called the Unfair Advantage. This is our special charts, and they're based upon TradingView, but they have special bots in them known as ISIS and Anubis. And they are automated intelligence bots that are basically programs that are basically kind of like our digital crystal ball. And they predict movements before they happen. And we have a scary, scary accuracy rate. So as you guys get to know us and join us over at the Unfair Advantage, you'll start to see why we call it the magic chicken bones. It's kind of a special, unique thing. So if you're looking for something that can help you kind of get an edge on the market, we definitely have that, don't we, guys? All right, so you can do that over at FibbyCharts.com. We'll cover that here a little bit, so let's go ahead and get to the action. So, what's doing, guys? What's going on? That's an open-ended question, isn't it, man? Oh, man. So, I'll tell you what's going on here with me. I'm building a trailer out in my garage right now, so I've actually had some me time, which I haven't had some me time for about 2 days. So, I'll kind of get to the personal business, and I'll kind of get on to things. So, everybody who's kind of been part of the live stream, they know who I am. They know the stories, so these are just follow-ups. A lot of people asking me, how's your neighbor Dave doing? Dave is at Corona now. Week number 8, we are starting. The guy's been on his deathbed 4 times. Collapsed lung, heart stopped, whatever. The dude is still ticking, man. My God. And thank God for it. He's been left for dead so many times I don't even know. But he's on week number 8. This is 7 weeks and 2 days now. And I mean, the hospital bills have got to be absolutely brutal. I did kind of an analysis on the average stay. It's about $2,000, about $2,500. So by my estimation, his bill, his little hotel fee there at the hospital is now hitting the $250,000 mark. Can you imagine? So for those of you that are curious, I just bring that out on live stream because I talked about this. So Dave, man, It's going to be a happy day. It's going to be a happy day to see him come home. He's going to be on oxygen apparently. I don't really know the thing. I don't want to go rushing over and bothering his wife. What's going on. They'll tell me when they tell me, but he's still kicking, man. I mean, I didn't look good, but when I see him walk across the front yard, I'll definitely share that with you guys. So he's still out there. So as far as my girlfriend, they had the car accident. No longer my girlfriend. We're a big family here. Pardon me, you guys who are new to the live stream. You're like, what's he talking about, girlfriend? This is supposed to be a crypto channel. We are a very close-knit community here, so we share stories back and forth. So just endure this for a little bit. We'll get to the meat and the potatoes here. So to kind of bring everybody up to speed, I had a brand new, beautiful little Ukrainian girlfriend, got in a catastrophic car crash, had a brain injury, and she was heading over to my house for our very first date, and it did not end well. So basically, the gist of it is they've decided, her sister, and her mother have decided they are going to be one of the many people making the exodus from the Midwest and from parts in between to down to Florida, and so she's functional, be that as it may, and so I got her up on her feet and stuff like that, and so I wish her well. There's always right to be very honest, and we'll get onto the charts here in just a second. To be very honest, here's something I do want to disclose. They gave her the shot, guys. While she was in the hospital, sneaky bastards gave her the shot. And, without getting too personal in the personal life, we all know how this is going to end. And I can't emotionally invest in that. Knowing, and it's, so all things happen for the good and for the purpose. And so we let that happen as it may. The Filipinos have a saying, "Bahala na," and I have it tattooed on my right arm. And basically what it means is, fuck it. There's probably about 9,000 different translations for it. Let go, let God, whatever. But for me, it's like, fuck it. Whatever. It'll take care of itself. Bahala na is what that is. So bahala na to that situation. So let's get on to the charts and let's talk about what's going on in the world here. So Shiba has been story of the day. Shiba. So what's going on with Shiba? Well, what ain't going on with Shiba? So holy hell, guys! It got listed on Coinbase. Oh, happy day, right? Right. Okay. Well, kinda. I don't have it on my chart here. Sorry, I might have to pull up the correct chart. So we did not see this, but it got listed on Coinbase, and that bad boy took a 80-some% dive after getting listed on Coinbase. Mama. So I have a lot of people that are asking me in Discord, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Do I buy? let me kind of, let's study our history a little bit. Let's go back and study the facts. So what's the legend? The legend is if it gets listed on Coinbase, to the moon. Well, that don't look like the moon to me. Does it look like the moon to you? So ask anyone who went all in on banned protocol. Hell, ask anyone who went all in on a pre-listing on Coinbase with ADA, Cardano. How's that working out for you? Now it's working out for you great. But how'd that work out for you the first time? It went straight into the toilet. It went straight down. And that's not a coin you would have expected to go down after getting listed. So it went down to, if memory serves me correctly, don't ding me too hard, but if memory serves me correctly, it came in at like $1 and change and definitely dove to like under, I'm talking Cardano, came and dove to down in like 80, 90 cent range, might have even gone lower. I'm working from memory. And everybody was like, oh, what's going on? And down it went, and it went down and it stayed down. To the point people were going, what the hell is going on? And a lot of people were starting to myself included, starting to look at this going, well, guys, we're just going to have to put this one on the back burner and just wait it out. And, I got to watching it after a while, and some of the AI bots started to kick out some stuff, and lo and behold, now we're at 3x from the all-time low. So let's talk Shiba. So here we are, or Shibu, however you want to pronounce it. So here we are, another case. Okay, well, where's the moon? Well, you're going the wrong direction. It's going down. So we took an 80% knee on this thing. So let's learn from our history and not be doomed to repeat ourselves. So Coinbase Pro has this right now. So let me tell you my little tale of woe this morning. So I wanted to jump in on some of this, and I tried, and the bastards wouldn't let me in. I mean, I was just clicking. I was seeing trading. I mean, just just going, and I couldn't get in. I couldn't get an order. I'm like, you sons of bitches. So I had some Matic, and Matic, looking at Matic, I made the right call on this. I had some Matic. I thought, well, I got some seasoned money in Matic, and I'm prepared. I bought in right here. I'm prepared to wait this out because, like I said, Matic's going to do just fine and dandy. Thank you. But, and this is not as violent of a drop as you think, I unloaded it right here. Happy I did, because look what happened. She went down. So I basically did a sideways swap into Shiba. So what I had to do is I had to actually basically get off of Coinbase Pro, and I had to go over and use Simple Swap to get the Shiba, and I did. And so I'm in good shape. And then meanwhile, Matic is going down. Shiba's not doing too bad. It's basically, so this is where I did the swap. So she dipped, she's right back at. So actually, if anything, I kind of saved myself a little bit more of a punishment in Matic. So, she'll all come around. So I'm looking very, very good from a Shiba standpoint right now. So by the way, you guys that want to know, is Crypto Rich in? He's in. He's in $5 million in right now. So this is his first move in Shiba, and he's laddering in currently right now with $5 million in Shiba. He's not going to do all in one drop. That would be stupid. So all the big players, all the diamonds and stuff that are in our group are now starting to move in on Shiba. So what's going to happen with Shiba? So we can speculate. I'm not going to tell you these are calls. We can speculate, and we can look and learn from our history a little bit. So let's do that. So as far as I'm concerned, let's look at ADA Cardano and how that played out. Now we have a lot of news, and we've talked about Shiba and its uniqueness, use case, whatever, set that aside. Let's talk about the reality of it. The reality is it just got listed on one of the most important exchanges out there, guys. I mean, there's no denying it. It's now big time, front and center. So to kind of finish my earlier story, I was trying to buy it, wasn't letting me do it. I couldn't come in with cash and buy it. Well, you can now. I tested it again this afternoon, and I was able to. So now, right now, you can go ahead and put money on Coinbase, pull trigger, and own this bad boy right now. What are you waiting for? It could possibly go down a little bit more, but what I'm saying is it's possible to get on there. So back to the Cardano comparisons. Cardano went down. Okay, so this thing went down. It went down 80-some%. Now that's pretty vicious, guys. That's heinous, in fact. And so does that mean it couldn't go down more? Well, what's the rest of the market doing? Yeah, it could go down more. But here's the thing. It is now on the largest exchange in North America. And it's also, by the way, we've talked about this as well. It is one of the few coins that's managed to get onto every major exchange without having to pay a fee to do so. You have to kind of understand the politics involved in getting your coin listed on a major exchange like Binance. But basically, it's just kind of like got grandfathered in and invited in as a member of the good old boy club, and it ain't a good old boy. But it's still on every single major exchange. That's powerful, guys. I cannot express to you exactly how important that is. It's got wide stream main adoption by the big crypto exchanges. That's huge. The more people that can dip in the pie, the better the pie is going to get. I think we can pretty much all kind of look at it that way. So now, what's coming? We've got some things now. Pardon me, I haven't got up on my news and stuff, so I'm just going to kind of riff here a little bit. But in passing and reading my own Discord and talking with some of you guys and knowing some of the stuff that I have seen, and I've talked to Red Bear, who's our technical expert at the unfairadvantage.chat. We've got a lot of things that are going to start happening. I don't know what's listed and what's not, so I'm just speaking, from my limited understanding here. So we're on Coinbase. We may or may not be on Webull yet. I don't know where we're at with that because I don't give a rip about Webull. But we've got Robinhood. I don't know where we're at with that, but if it hasn't, it will here shortly. The last I read was Robinhood was kind of taking a backseat to Coinbase's position, kind of stole their thunder a little bit. But that's okay, fine, doesn't bother us. That's between those big boys. We don't. All we want is just everybody offering it. So when it starts to go up and goes on Robinhood, that's when the dumb money's showing up, and dumb money's gonna make you filthy rich. And we've got a theoretical coin burn's coming up. So we've got a lot of things that are about to happen. Now, I know a lot of you guys, and I've said this before, I'll say this one more time, not to wear it out. When is this thing really going to hit? What is the straw that broke the down cycle's back, or however you want to phrase that? It's when we hit a penny, because a penny is quote unquote real money. when we get to a penny, and yeah, it's a while. You got 5 zeros and some digits. It's gonna be a while before we get to a penny, but broad adoption being what it is, I mean, just look at Coinbase Pro right now. How many things do they have listed that has that many stinking zeros? None. There's so many goddamn zeros in this. It's running clear into and I don't want to show you my personal account, but if you go and look at Shiba in the Coinbase Pro readout, the numbers are stretching clear into the readout for the graph. I mean, you don't see that with anything else. So sooner or later, those numbers are going to start clicking off and ticking off. We're going to lose a zero here and a zero there. And before you know it, we're going to be at a penny, and this thing's going to be legit, boys and girls, because when it becomes legit at a penny, that's when big money, and I can't really get into the explanation of this, but just understand that big money, real money, respectable money, institutional money does not work in micro fractions. They work in whole round numbers. They also don't go down into the pink sheets, and you guys know what the pink sheets are if you watch Wolf of Wall Street. Big money does not go down and buy penny stocks on the pink sheet. They want to be on the NASDAQ. They want to be on the Fortune 5. They want to be in the big money stuff. They don't want to deal with this sub-nickel dime shit. They want to be in the penny or higher. So realistically speaking, I'm getting kind of fervent here, but realistically speaking, big money, the true money that's going to make this thing go ape shit, is not even going to step to the table till this thing hits a penny. So when we hit a penny, that's when you're going to see to the true moon, because it'll go a penny to 2 pennies, from 2 pennies to 5, from 5 to 10, and 10, and boom, 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 boom. So I'll leave it at that as far as future predictions go, because this is a public live stream. But right now, beautiful, just beautiful. So things are looking good. People can get in on it. Definitely, if you are not a live stream subscriber, please do so. I've got an awful lot to say in a very short time to say here, so we're going to go through this because I don't want to waste daylight and get back out and help my son get this trailer put together. But I just kind of wanted to chime in on what's going on. So we'll hit a few of the big boys here and kind of let you know my thoughts on this. Again, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow is a very special day for those of you that like to relive your old wounds. I'm not one of them. I shall not be participating in that. 20 years is enough for me, thank you. But this line right here is the line that celebrates that. That's 9/11. Now, as I told you, going on, some of you guys are new to the live stream, don't understand what you're looking at here. This is our grid that features Anubis and ISIS, which is these lines going side to side. This is our what we call the unfair advantage grid. It's powered by ISIS, which is our AI bot, and it overlays on top as a app that installs on TradingView. That's part of our subscription at FibbyCharts.com. And many moons ago, I've lost track. Let's just say easily 6 weeks ago, I told you exactly how this was going to play out. Put it in writing. I was so sure, and did it? Damn, bet you it did. Exactly like I told you it was going to. And I told you it was going to run up here. It was going to hit this. And I said, you shall not pass. You shall not pass. I told you, this is what TA says, and I ain't buying it. And I told you, if it doesn't break this, I'm not a buyer. And it hit that. It tested over it just to kind of fool with you a little bit. And people were going, oh, it went over. I'm not buying. I'm not worried. I told you, I'm not worried. And she turned around next candle, and she dropped, and she dropped, and she dropped, and she fell right into the blue zone, where I told you is the next zone that we're going to go. Dropped down to the purple there, bounced off atop that resistance, and so now let's take a quick look at this. Let's remove all the spaghetti and stuff like that, and let's take a pure look at this. So now, if you understand what you're looking at, and you understand how our charts work, you can see these AI lines. The green lines are true Fibonacci lines. The green line, or the bronze lines, are our AI intelligence lines. So you can see we're smacking right down to the pixel, as always, bouncing off every single one of these things again and again and again, hitting them and resisting off them. So what we have here is very classically a bear flag going down. Where? Realistically, probably to 37.6, right in that range. Now that would be too easy for anything to work like that right now in the middle of all this fun and games. So we have a new theory I've been advancing that's been working out pretty well, where I tell you things just don't go more than 50% of what you think TA shows you. So where I'm telling you that it's very possible that we're going to come back down and revisit the top of this purple, where this purple sketch is here. I think until we get past this purple area here, I'm not really going to call any further down payment or down movement, but that's going to put you at 42.5. Now, really honestly, here's just knowing human nature the way I do. Everybody, there's so much just angst for what's coming up. I mean, there's some of you, I know you're expecting a terrorist attack tomorrow. It's not going to happen, guys. It's not going to happen. I'm telling you, things just don't work out that convenient. You're expecting something big is going to happen. Now, what I would tell you is this. We're not going to have, and I think I can pretty much go on record. You can go ahead and chastise me if it happens, but I don't think you'll be thinking too much about me at that point in time. If we were to have a repeat of 20 years ago, to the button on the day, nobody will be more shocked by it than me. But, let's be honest. That was a sneak attack. That was something you didn't expect when you woke up that morning 20 years ago. But now you're expecting it, and you're not going to get it. So the way that I want to express this is this time, the thing that's going to make everybody kind of wake up and shit their pants is not going to be physical. It's going to be financial. I'm prepared to say that by basing on the stuff that I know, the connections that I have, and you guys who are longtime subscribers know that I don't blow that kind of smoke unless I know what I'm talking about. So the next thing we're going to see is going to be financial. So now I was out dealing with some cars and stuff like that. I was at the dealer the other day, and I sat down. I was talking to the dealer, and she says, "Uncle Joe put a announcement out that all federal employees are going to have to take the jab now. So we are starting exactly." Uh-oh, they're coming to get me. All right. Guess not. Can't find the house. So anyway, this is all playing out exactly like I told you. I said we are not going to get any kind of mandate, any kind of shakeup until after the 3-day summer holiday is over for America, which was Labor Day. And so here we are. Literally, we're starting to now get those. Okay, it's time to put away summer things and get serious. We got to lock you down. Ooh, and so that stuff's going to start happening. And it's going to be that's what's coming at us. It's not another plane coming out of the sky knocking down another thing. It's going to be that, and that is going to cascade into financial cover up, and that is going to cause everybody to panic and yank their money out of the markets because shit's collapsing left and right. And postal workers are exempt. Good on you, man. Good on you. Glad to hear that. So we expect the next attack, if you want to view it as an attack, and I do, it will be financial, and that's going to be happening. So when is that going to happen? Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you when it's going to happen because I've already showed you. It's going to happen right here, right here. And so by the time, and realistically, the first part of that circle. So you can expect, bet your bottom dollar, that by the middle of this let's call it around about the 22nd, between now and the 22nd, you're going to see something play out right here that's going to change your world forever, and not in a good way. And so this could cause further dropping, and I'm just speculating here, but I know the timeline, and I know what the players have, and my remote viewer group, my channeler group, my 21 advisor group that I'm part of, we know it's coming, and they don't miss the button too often. So that's basically what's going on. So here's what I'm telling you. So I'm going to get it back to the micro view. So Shiba has taken an 80% knee, coming straight in the door. Now, if we scale way back, let's go ahead and put this on the 1 week. I should never do this because it screws up ISIS. But if we put this on the 1 week, and we really look at let's take all the garbage out of here, and we look at the general trend, we can see this thing is just down. When is it going to turn around? Well, it's going to turn around soon. Because we're going to, we may take one more leg down with everything else. But if you guys, and I preach this constantly, if you guys are going to start jumping in on this stuff, I did. Don't copy me just because I did it, but I have different goals. But if you guys are terrified, you're going to miss the Shiba move, I got no problem with you jumping in right now. I'm not suggesting this is the floor. But right now, you can get it. Right now, they open the floodgates. They want people in. They might be letting people in just so they turn around, drop it again, and fuck you all up. But again, if you can manage to keep a grip on it, get it. Hang on to it. Just watch it drop because it'll come back. And but when it does and it starts to get close to a penny, there's going to be some newfound millionaires in this chat. strictly based on this. But the war is between your ears. It's not with these guys. Your only concern with these guys is being able to get on here when they're liquid and they'll sell it to you. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look back here. So again, with Bitcoin, where do I see Bitcoin going? I'm watching right now. I want to see this thing hit the purple before it goes further. But on its next leg down, it should very easily hit the bottom of this yellow box, which is going to put you to 30. Let's just call it 38,000. But on from there, I mean, if we get into the worst, she's going to come down and hit these red zones, and then it's on, baby. It's going to take everything down with it. Too soon to call, but it's sure looking very positive in that direction. So we've got this. All it takes is just one scare incident, which should be coming pretty soon, I would think, just enough to make people freak out. So let's go ahead and take a look at XLM or XRP and XLM. So we had a nice low. Here's a 50% run up. So again, this was a TA move that should have, went up to the top of the screen. And I told you guys, this is where it should go, but I don't think so. And I showed you the 50% stop off, and look exactly where it stopped, right on the line where I told you. These guys, they don't have a lot of tricks in their bag. Once you discover what they're doing, they only got so many tactics that they can use. And once you start to discover their bag of tricks, you can start to see them coming a million miles away. I'll explain this to you guys that are new on live stream. Are new to me. So a measured move, and we're just using standard technical analysis here, and we use the orange arrow for that. So I'm going to have to kind of change the length of my arrow a little bit here, but I'm just going to broadly grab this. Should take us from basically this armpit right here to the top of that green. Now 50% puts you right here on this automated intelligence line. And I told everybody, I drew this line. I had this line in here a while. I took it back out because it's pointless. And I said, this is the move that should happen. And I said, but I don't think so. And I drew this line right here. And by God, she came up, boom, rejection. And down she went. So this is what you get. If you guys are subscribed, to Gold and Up, I don't want to kind of put a break in the middle of this, but I feel I kind of have to. So some of you guys that are coming in and you're test tasting these things with the lower projects, you're in it the XRP package, or you're buying the silver package or the bronze package or something like that. You guys are getting a bit or a piece of this. You're not getting the whole enchilada. If you want to have my daily analysis, my daily commentary, just everybody who's doing anything major, you really want to join either Gold, which is limited, or Platinum on FibbyCharts.com, because you get VIP. And I do these type of live streams occasionally only for those guys. And I'm going to be doing one here shortly for those guys that is not public. So I want to make you guys aware of that. So if you're coming in and going, well, I bought a lottery ticket and it didn't work. First of all, this is not a lottery ticket. This is investing, and you guys should be adults and know that. But I have met a number of you guys that are kind of drifting. I can always tell the lottery ticket buyers when I see them. So you guys that come in and you're in for about 15 days and you didn't make $1 million, I can spot you. I know. And so you're going about this all wrong. So my job is somebody who's here to teach you and hopefully guide you towards something. I mean, I'm not a financial advisor, but I do consider myself an educator. I want to make sure that you guys are doing the smart thing with your money. So don't treat this like a lottery ticket. I mean, treat it like a commitment. I mean, if you were investing in anything else, if you're buying real estate, I mean, my Lord, you have to hang on to it for years and years and years. I'm not telling you have to do that. But what I am telling you is stop treating crypto like a goddamn lottery ticket, because it's not. I see the more broke these people are, the stupider they are with their investments. And I'm here to prevent stupidity. So, if you guys are working with, let's just say less than $1,000, because a lot of you guys are, you can do some pretty life-changing things with $1,000, but you got to be smart about it, and you got to be patient. That's the hardest war to win, is patience. But if you get into those things like that, and you join one of our lesser groups and stuff like that, we have a free chat at the Unfair Advantage and stuff like that. Don't be jumping in and out of subscriptions like, oh well, I didn't win, I didn't hit gold here in 15 days. It happens. It happens a lot. It's going to start happening a lot more. But what I want to tell you is this: commit. Anything that's done to excellence requires commitment. You want to learn how to play guitar, you have to commit. You want to learn how to drive a car, you have to commit. You want to learn anything in life. You want to get good at anything, proficient at anything. It requires commitment. It requires, you have to kind of knuckle down, and you have to kind of just basically suffer a little bit. And there's just no way to say that. And by that, what I'm saying is, don't expect to jump in on January 1st and be a new printed millionaire by the 5th of the month, because it just doesn't work that way for most of us. So that's the talking to you're going to get on this live stream about that. So anyway, back to XRP. XRP, guys, I can't, I don't want to hype you up here, but I know what's coming. I know what's coming. Oh, you have no idea how badly I want to tell you. I know what's coming. We are so close. So close. I mean, it's literally right on the edge where, you're rubbing two sticks together and you start to get a little heat, you're getting a little bit of smoke, and, we're going to have ignition very, very soon. That's where I'm going to leave it with this. So are we going to get the crash? You guys that are waiting on the 22 cent XRP that I've talked about, I want to not to kind of push you guys away from that, but I've said this in the last month or so. I've said, this is, again, that lottery ticket mentality. You better take a safety position. I'm not joking about this. And I've said the reason why is, yes, we will likely go to 22 to 25 cents, but so fast you ain't getting none of it. I mean, look at me trying to buy Shiba this morning. I had plenty of money. I had plenty of ability to do it. I'm sitting there just push. I was locked out, Jack, and that wasn't even XRP. That was Shiba, and there was no problem with Shiba, or should have been no problem with Shiba. So it's going to be that magnified. So how foolish would you feel sitting there with however much money you got going, I'm waiting for 22 because RB says 22, and I am saying 22. I'm saying actually less, possibly. But the thing is, if you're locked out, what's the difference? What's the difference? So much like that is kind of the reason why I bought Shiba today, because I don't know what Shiba's going to do. It might go down, but I don't care because I've got a good position in Shiba now. So it can do whatever the hell it wants to do. I'll buy more if it goes down, if I can get it. But the same goes for XRP. I've been buying XRP in the general price that it's at right now, and I own 1% of 1%. I'm up there, boys and girls. I'm up there. I'm still buying, even at these prices. So if I'm buying it, what's that should say to you? I mean, if you own nothing, you best get on the train. At least get a leg in the door. And so if you're holding out, spend a portion of your bag. That's between you and your maker to decide how much. But you better get yourself a safety position, because this thing does a power dive and the markets close and it rockets back past where you're at right now. You're going to feel like a damn fool because you didn't get in. And I'm right here going, told you so. Because I do like to say I told you so. I don't want to be the one saying I told you so on this particular issue. So make sure that you're listening to me and take yourself a position, a safety position. All right. Right now, I mean, we're talking nickels and dimes here, guys. I mean, right now XRP is at $1.05. Not that long ago, we were higher than that. We were $1.30. So $1.05 compared to $1.30, that ain't bad. That ain't bad. Now it could go lower. I'm not gonna tell you on public stream whether or not it is. But again, if you can get XRP to $1.05 or around there, and this thing turns around and goes to $10, $12, $15, you just made yourself 10x on your money from where you bought it in right now. So who gives a rip? Okay, that's money you're not going to make at McDonald's. It's money you're not going to make at a good paying job. So you better be taking a safety position. All right. All right, so it's good. Let's take a look at this one here. So I haven't been spending an awful lot of time on this. So this is a newfound thing that I've been in now. Speaking of safety positions, this one is not. We put this. So if you guys are subscribed to Gold Level and up, we have a specific chat room for what we call the X. We're now calling the X triplets: XDC, XRP, XLM. We're probably going to be adding a Spirit also. We're probably just going to be any coin that starts with X. X room. So this thing does not move in tandem, but it is a very, very, very important coin. I would consider this one a very good buy, a steal, in fact, right now. But if the market does a power dive or something like this, I mean, look we're touching off exactly where I said we were going to go. We were going to go to the purple. I made an announcement here. I said we'll possibly touch off on this, and we went up, and here we are, knocking right on the purple's door, just like I told you it was going to happen. So below this, I don't have any data below this because this is a fairly new listing, so I can only go back so far with how much we can do. However, I will say this again: safety position, guys, at 12.2 cents. Give me a break. I mean, this thing is going to do amazing things in the future. This is going to be one of the major gears of the financial system. And so, if you're going to step over dollars to pick up pennies, you're not coming at this right. Would I take this over XRP? I'm hearing this question in my mind right now because I feel you probably are asking that. So I'm picking up on what you're putting down. So XDC versus XRP. No, it's not a 1-for-1 and it's not a direct comparison. This one's a longer horse race, but you can get more of them for cheap, and it's a patience race is what it is. So if you're the type of person that can manage to buy this, this is not an easy coin to get. You'll have to do your own homework on that. Or join us over at the unfairadvantage.chat, and we'll teach you, where to go and what to do. This is one you're going to have to sit on for a little while. I mean, you're going to see good gains here this year. In fact, you're going to see very good gains this year with all coins come the end of October. And but the best is yet to come. So you have to sit on this one for a couple years. Now that's not going to be true of XRP. XRP is going to do, but you can buy more of these. So it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. So you have to kind of make that decision. Am I a short term kind of guy that can manage to keep it together, or am I a long time person that now which is going to do better ultimately? Undeniably, XRP will do better. But again, that would take a long time to realize those 5-digit prices as well. So again, patience wins every single game, guys. It really sucks when people want, well, give me the magic bullet, tell me the magic coin to buy and stuff like that. And I've done that multiple times. You guys who are part of the live stream can attest. But at the end of the day, nothing beats patience. Nothing, because it's all rising tide raises all boats. And all of this stuff is going to come out. So had I sat in Matic, because this is down, since I'm looking at Matic right now, Matic went down. So I bought it right here, knowing, like I said, one of my philosophies is don't buy it. And this was just kind of a Hail Mary kind of buy. I expected it to go up because obviously I had a flag here. I thought, if I get stuck with it, fuck it, I'll just hold on to it. And so that's what happened. We hit that, and it basically just changed up, and they dropped it. They dropped it into what's called a BART, which is this, looks like the top of Bart Simpson's head. And they dropped it. Wouldn't have bothered me at all. I would have been sitting on this thing until whatever, and it turns around. So it's not a bad price. At $1.73, Matic is not a bad price because this thing's going to be a triple digit coin easily. So I can wait that out because I can play the patience game. However, I do not operate in a vacuum. I'm looking at Matic and I'm looking at Shiba, and I'm thinking Shiba's the faster horse. So off to the races we go. Scooped my money at a slight loss, moved it over into Shiba, and that was a good call because this thing basically dropped even further. I'm in a sideways move right now. So not bad. Not something I want you guys following me around, but I'm just kind of rambling here on that. But anyway, back to the XDC. This is one I want you guys to be paying attention to. If you kind of feel you're kind of feeling it, you might want to take a safety position on XDC as well. Not a bad one at all. All right, so let's take a look at Theta here. As long as I'm looking, I'm just going to kind of go through a few of these things. I'm going to get back on. Now, Theta has long been doing this. It's been front running the market. It does something that everything else follows, and it never seemed like that, but now it is. It is undeniable that Theta does something, the rest of the market does something. And so what are we seeing? We're seeing a downward motion. So we've already got theoretical TA moves, so we could very well be seeing $4.50 and maybe possibly even more. And nothing more to say on that. That's just what I'm expecting, I'm seeing. Now, what realistically, if I'm being real honest with you, I can't rule out the 50% move on this again. So realistically, probably closer to about $5.55, right in that range. So wouldn't shock or surprise me at all to see it get down to $5.55, stop, stall, maybe even reverse, go up a little bit before it continues going on down. But at the very least, $5.55, $5.60. So. Yeah, I see Bullish Chica. By the way, you and your sister, thank you very much for joining in gold. About time you guys stepped up. Your sister's message to me still has me laughing. She called me Big Daddy. I'm Big Daddy. So. that actually made me laugh quite a bit. So anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, so KuCoin. Yeah, KuCoin, I'll tell you guys, KuCoin is... I took a major spanking when I took all my Shiba off of KuCoin. I mean, the removal fees are ungodly. They are ungodly. So here's what I'll tell you: KuCoin, convenient, easy, but no free lunch, guys. I mean, if you're going to be taking your coins off of KuCoin, if you're buying on KuCoin with the idea you're taking it off, you might want to think about that. You might want to think heavily about that because I paid a lot. I'm not going to say public how much, but just a crazy amount to take Shiba off of KuCoin. And so had I left it there, which there's issues with that. If I would have left it on, then obviously I leave myself wide open with a target on my back or on my front. That if the exchanges go down or whatever. So I mean, there's just no safe place to go. You're either going to pay. You're going to pay in some way. You're going to pay in safety, or you're going to pay in risk, or you're going to pay whatever. So if you guys are on KuCoin, just consider this. Know where the fire exits are and how bad you're going to get burned if you try to run through them. And I'm being cute about that. But what I'm saying is, the hammer. That's a polite way to put it. Hammer you with you bent over a desk. I'm telling you what. Man, I mean, I'm still smoking from that one. So, all right. So let's talk a little T-Fuel here. So T-Fuel, I'm again, I've said this many times. I don't like to buy this one as I consider T-Fuel a flip coin, a safe, solid, easy to hard to lose money at flip coin. But I don't really like getting it. I don't really get all great about it until it gets down to the 25-cent range, which is right here at the top of the screen box. But we don't have that much more to go. So if this thing starts sagging more, we've got about another 17, 18%, or 16, 17% drop to go to get to the area where I would probably buy this for the idea to flip it and make good flip money. We can do a 17% drop like that. No big deal. So all it takes is just one sneeze and we're there. And we've had those kind of moves, so it's not that big a deal. Let me put you on hold for just a second. My assistant is yelling at me here. He needs my help. Just a minute. I'll be right back on mic. All right, sorry about that. Okay, so anyway, what we're seeing here again now T-Fuel is not really working in tandem with Big Brother Theta near like it used to. I mean, it kind of does, but it shares its market movement much more with the rest of the market than it does with Theta itself. So. Now, here's another what I want to say. Here's another indicator that things are not looking real good short term. Basically, what we have is we have a rounded top. Rounded tops are an indication that you could really let's go ahead and call this what it really is. It's an upside down cup and handle. An upside down cup and handle basically plays out like this: the depth of the cup magnified. This is TA we're using, not my prediction. We'll take you right down to a double AI line, which is 0.098. So it's very possible we could get down to 0.098 on the next move on VeChain, under 10 cents. I have zero problem with anyone owning VeChain under 10 cents. Could go lower, but if you can get VeChain under 10 cents, I'm telling you that Anubis, our long-term AI bot, is calling $7 to $15 in that general range for VeChain in the not too far flung future, from 3 to 4 years out. So to get it at that range there, boo-hoo. So you spend an extra penny or whatever. So Cardano, let's take a look at Cardano. Let's take a look at that. I'm just going to get a shopping list of things to talk about here real quick, and then we'll hit those and we'll scoot on out of here. We already done Matic, so. We definitely got to talk about that one. And let's see what else we can talk about here. Better talk about that one. I have to get over on the other one. Okay, so let's just go ahead and cover this. So Cardano. So we had a run, had a good run. So we're party's over, let's go ahead and get that out of there. Party's over, it's starting to sag a little bit. Now, where should we go? Very easy call to make. Very easy call. We're on our way down to the bottom part of the green box. I expect in the not too distant future, because we got that rounding top, that upside down cup and handle, which is right there and there. We are headed right exactly to that line right there. So undeniably, and you can see it. There's a support and resistance right there, and it'll play out right there. So and then the next one below that is right here, because you can see it right there. So I mean, paint by numbers, guys. So you already see it right here. There's one right there, and look where we stopped again and again. That's the magic of the unfair advantage system and the grid. So all you got to do is be able to read it, and you can predict the future. It's like a dirty digital crystal ball. Now, the furthest we can go, and again, we've had these lines here. So ultimately, when it's time to start buying this stuff again, is going to be in this general range right here. So I'm just going to kind of leave that there so you guys know. So anywhere from I'm going to say anywhere really ultimately under $2 is a pretty sane buy, because I don't have it on top here. We're going to be seeing $10 ADA not too long from now. In the not too distant future, we're going to be seeing $120. And I'm talking couple years out. But $10 Cardano is going to come a lot faster than a lot of you expect. A lot faster. So to be able to get it at $2 or less, 5x baby, 5x. All right. Doge, the old dog, old Yeller, how you doing? Not so good. Not so good. All right, so this is a case of them flipping targets. So if this would have gone, it should have followed up there. And again, this is an indication that we are in a down market. We are in, again, I've used this terminology before. We are in the bullish, or we are in the bearish part of a bullish market. Undeniably, we are going up on the whole. Make no mistake about it. If you're hearing anyone on YouTube suggesting to you that, oh, well, we had the bull run, it's over, oh, bull crap. Bull crap. Now, what you're going to see at the end of October is going to absolutely put some of you on the deck in a good way. I mean, hopefully, because you're holding crypto. What you're about to see is absolutely going to floor you. So it's going to floor you, and I implore you. You must be in a safety position, for the love of God. I mean, don't hold out for this theoretical bottom. Please, I beg you. Get yourself at least a safety position, so you can come back and you say, thank God I listened to RB, Red Baron. Thank God I listened to that dude that's always telling stories all the time on YouTube. He knows a thing or two. He saved me, thank God. And I've heard this over and over again. Listen to wisdom. I've got 3 decades of investing wisdom that you listen to. I'm not some Johnny-come-lately investor that decided he was going to stream his opinion. My opinions are based on fact. 3 battle-scarred decades of losing millions of dollars the hard way. So learn from my mistakes, because I'm here to tell you right now, if you try to reinvent the wheel, I'm going to roll right past you. Because I've got wheels that have been forged in 3 decades of hardened, battle-worn loss. So learn from me. I'm here to teach you and here to pass on my wisdom. I mean, I like to teach. I'm a natural teacher. You don't have to take my advice, but at least know that you let it internalize and murmur and mill on it yourself and see if what I tell you makes any sense. So again, back to Dogecoin. I'm looking at this and I'm going, well, should have went up. It's going down. What's that tell you? Upside down cup and handle. This thing is going down. But we are going to go up by the end of October, because we have a lot of things that we've talked about in the past. We've talked about how America is going to run out of money. The fiscal year ends at the October 1st. There's real money problems are about to start. I don't know if I need to go down this road here with some of you new guys on live stream tonight, but we've talked about this. Go back and listen to some of my other live streams. We've talked about the next 60 days in America is going to, you want to talk about fundamentally transforming your life. Oh my God, guys, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. Make sure you got your food all stored up. Make sure you got those things. Just sit down and ask yourself, if everything just blew up right now, what's the first thing I would start panicking about? And if you're panicking about it, it's probably the thing you should pay attention to most. Do I have enough food? Do I have enough water? Do I have any cash on hand? Cash. Not credit cards, not money in the bank. Do not keep your money in the bank. My God, don't do something stupid like that. Do I have crypto? Do I have, if you're a silver guy, we won't get into silver, whatever. But do I have those things? Do I have gas in my car? Do I have an extra gallon? Do I have an extra 5 gallons maybe in the garage or something like that? Just because. Do I have a bicycle in case my car doesn't work or something like that? Think about those things. Think about them, because it's very, very important. I'm telling you, these issues are not just something I'm spouting because I heard other YouTubers talk about it. I have put abundant amount of my own thought into this. I've had experience because I've lived in third world countries. I know what people do when they run out of money. I've lived with these type of people. It's not pretty. And also based upon the fact that I work with some of the best remote viewers and psychics in the world. This is not a woo-woo channel. I have my own little thing that I do outside of this, but it does filter its way into this channel once in a while. And these folks are forecasting a future you want no part of, to come in ill-prepared. Let's just say that. So anyway, back to the core that I was talking about. We're looking at a little bit of a down. We're more down here. And so by the time October comes around, we're going to be seeing the first leg of the explosion up. Now, so guys have been asking me, is it going to just explode up for the rest of the year? This is the first time. I've talked to a few of my mods about this, and they've been asking me, so is it just up after this whatever drop? No, there's a possibility we could see another one in December. So you guys that are kind of wondering, when's the big 80% drop? It could be now. I'm not really saying now. I'm not feeling this one's the one, but we are going to get it. Make no mistake about it. But, this is going to be one of those destroy their morality, give a little bit back, destroy it again type things. So what I'm telling you is it's not necessarily one drop you're going to see. It's a really bad one and a really hellacious one. Question is, which one do we get first? My money is basically on a bad one coming up in the next year, 20 days or so. And then we revive from that through October. We make great money, and then they take us down again at the end of the year, around about December. And that's the first time I've ever gone live talking about that. So I'll leave it at that. But again, the main thing is I want you guys safe, prepared, ready. I don't want anybody waiting at the bottom for, with their bucket going, please drop all that XRP, that 22-cent XRP in my buckets, and because you're going to miss it. It's going to flash wick down, and you're not even going to have a chance. Much like I didn't have a chance to grab Shiba until much later in the afternoon, because I saw those coins just ripping and ripping and ripping, and I couldn't even get an order in. They wouldn't even take my money. So you don't want to be that guy. All right, so 1 inch. 1 inch, I'm going to kind of fragment this. It's funny. I'm not going to say I told you so because I didn't tell you so in this way necessarily. I have been kind of bashing. I'll say bashing because it is light bashing. I've been kind of bashing on Uniswap. I've been telling you that it's old, it sucks, it's yesterday's news, because you got 1 inch, which is just so much better of an exchange, is going to steal the thunder, and this has been coming up. Since I've told you, since we were sub-dollar, I've been telling you this is something you want to be a part of. Here we are now, even in a depression, we're looking at just slightly under $3, and this thing has gone up as high as 4. This thing went 4x from when I was pushing it, or 3x from when I was pushing this stuff when I first started listing it on Fibby charts, and it's not even begun to take on strength yet. Not even begun. So if this thing pulls back to what theoretically it should, or anywhere halfway to the halfway point, this thing gets down to 225, you better give heavy consideration to owning some of this, because let's take a look at this and let's filter this through the news of Uniswap. Uniswap is yesterday's news. I've been saying this for a long time. It's shitty, it's outdated, it's overpriced, it has nothing. It's a Yugo up against a Ferrari, and so it's not going to be end well for Uniswap. So you got the SEC starting to bark at its door. Show me anything good about Uniswap and why you would want to own it. You must understand that if Uniswap gets drove out of the market through capitulation or throwing their hands up, or maybe they did something wrong, you don't have to do anything wrong in the courts. Basically, if you get destroyed financially, just trying to prove your innocence, it's the same thing. You're still out of money and you're just devastated. Thank God XRP has the money, Ripple has the money to fight the good fight for the rest of us. But Uniswap, not so much. Probably they may take a totally different tack because they're not as vilified, or they're not as sure of their own position, or whatever. But here's what I'm trying to express to you is this. If Uniswap, good, bad, or indifferent, is guilty of anything, and the SEC is already making waves like they're going to come after it, here's what I would tell you is this. Get the fuck out of Uniswap. There's going to be a vacuum that's going to be created, and that Uniswap money is going to go somewhere. Guess where it's going to go, guys? Right here. in many other places, but it's going to go right here. If you just happen to be somebody who likes to invest in those type of projects. So very little doubt in my money. What do you think that's going to happen? It's going to go up. It's going to absolutely go up. So that amongst every other thing. So this thing is a diamond in the rough, ready to get pulled out of the ground. So I want you to really be paying attention. You guys who've been a part of my live stream for a long time know I've never had anything bad to say about 1 inch, because I already knew what it was back when it was less than $1. And I'm every bit as fervent about it as I am now, or as I was then. So you guys actually want to learn a little bit more about this, you can. We actually have, I don't have a, well, hang on a second. If you go back through our videos, you can basically go back on this channel. Red Bear Review did a review on 1 inch, and we go into depth and we talk about it. And so once you listen to that review, you'll start thinking, oh, there is something to this. So definitely do not let 1 inch slide by you. Speaking of slide by, this one continues to impress. So I can't even remember where this whole started. Somewhere around about, I'd have to go way back. Somewhere way back in history. There we go. Somewhere way back here when we were about 13 bucks. You can see all the calls I made again and again and again and again and again. When we were back here, somewhere maybe even lower, yeah. So I'll just say right about here, this is where the mark starts. So somewhere around about 14, 15 bucks, I introduced Solana to our group, and I said, you know, you guys really might want to consider this. Like it, I see good future in it. So from 14 bucks, from my first initial recommendation that we take a look at 14 bucks, take a look at Solana. Had you listened to me, you would be up as much as 1,060%. 1,060% return from my first initial mention of Solana. And Solana, if you don't know much about Solana, we've talked about Solana in past Red Bear reviews and tech chats and stuff on this channel. If you don't know much about Solana, to suffice it to say is this. This is one that's going to be part of the new financial system. This ain't going nowhere. They're delisted. Not in danger at all. Is the party over? No, sir. No, sir. At 180, not a fabulous buy compared to 14 bucks, but what is? If you still got your piece of this, provided it never pulled back from 180 to where I know this is going, still pretty damn impressive, folks. Still pretty damn impressive. Enough to make your broker get a hemorrhage looking at your returns. Let's put it that way. So Solana. To go back and talk a little history about this. Now, we watched right here in this channel. To look at this doesn't look all that bad, because it's not. But during this time, the rest of the market was just getting its ass handed to it. It was just getting beat down, bitch slapped sideways. And Solana was like, nope, just going. It took forever. And like right about here, it took forever for this thing to even start to show signs of battle damage when everything else was just getting beat to death. Back around this time, Solana just kept rising and rising and rising. And basically, what's up with this? I kept going, guys. You should really be looking at this, because it just kept going straight up this trench. And this thing ran up from here to here over a total of 26, 27 days. Straight up, when the rest of the market's not doing that. I mean, this thing is a monster, and it's not even done growing. So I'll give you a little sneak peek. 4-digit future. 4-digit future for Solana. That's all I'm going to say publicly. 4-digit future. It's coming. All right. So here's one we don't talk about ever. So I can't pull up a chart on Hash. I'll have to go back to the. Let's go back to this. By the way, if you guys are not subscribed to the charts, by the way, let me kind of take a little thing. Just join us at FibiCharts.com, FIBICharts.com. That's where we get these charts. What you're looking at here is Platinum Pro. This is our ultimate. You have 5 different levels of charts for every coin and stuff like that. So you can kind of get the 15-minute, the 1 hour, 6 hour, 1 day, 1 week. Plus you get built-in research. If you want to know what's going on with these coins, you can click on them immediately. It'll take you and tell you everything you need to know about the coins. Just one-stop shopping for all the stuff you need to know to make an educated decision. However, if you want to join and you want to get in on the gold or the platinum, simple. It's a lesser chart access. You just get basically 1 chart or 3 charts for every given coin. So let me get down here to the one I wanted to talk about. Let's see, which was Hashgraph. Okay, so Hashgraph. Why am I talking about Hashgraph all of a sudden? Well, because Hashgraph is sponsored and has ties to Google. Never a bad thing. This thing is about ready to do something, kids. I've never ever talked about Hashgraph publicly on free YouTube live streams, and I've never made any recommendation that anybody even take a look at it, and you can see why I would not do that, because it went down. Now, this is ready to finally start doing something. We're going through I always abbreviate and call it ISO because I don't like the ISO 200, all that stuff. I call it ISO. So the ISO, let's talk about that a little bit. ISO is going to be the deciding factor of the winners versus losers. So you want to be on the winner side of the investment spectrum. So you want to buy coins that stand the highest degree of possibility for passing the ISO standards, which is, let me dumb this down a little bit. ISO is basically what the professionals are going. This is the standard the professionals agree amongst themselves that, okay, this is a safe coin. It meets blah blah blah. This wasn't made in Joe's kitchen on a Friday, using some free software he downloaded off of fucking. Yeah, we can't have that in the bank. So that's not ISO compliant. Okay, but Hashgraph is. And or HBAR is, if you could choose to call it HBAR. But there are several other like Solana that are. So those are what we refer to and can refer to as blue chip. You don't, and again, I'm speaking broadly, very broadly over terms of months and years. You don't lose money. Never bet against the bankers. Never bet against the bankers. So if you guys are infatuated with these shit coins, and pick your favorite one. There's plenty of them. Do so to your own possible peril, because I don't even know how many coins are out there anymore. I think last I heard something like 12,000, I think is what somebody told me. That's just far, far too many coins out there, guys. Do you seriously think this is going to go on forever and ever and ever? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. We need to have some consolidation in the market where, let me really kind of tell you kind of a funny comparison story. So, right now, here, this is the way that I would say this to explain to a non-coin person, so endure my ramblings here. We have 12,000 coins in the market. We'll agree we have 12,000, probably more than that. So these coins all solve a problem, and many don't, okay? Now, let me be a little bit funny about this. So you're free to start any business you want in America. So if you decide to open up Joe's Fish and Taco and Tire Change store, you can do that. As dumb as it is, if you want to sell tires and fish tacos and the same thing, God bless you, open up a store and give it your best shot. But I can tell you right now, there's not a lot of people trying to get their tires rotated and get a fish taco at the same place. That's the problem with this. That's why we don't need to have this many friggin' tokens in the market, okay? Now, if you want to get your tires changed, you go to a tire store. We have a tire store. We'll call that Solana. If we want to get a fish taco, okay, it's a little weirder, probably won't be as big a business. We can get a fish taco. We'll call that, pick your favorite subtoken. We'll call that Digibyte. Sorry, Digibyte guys. Well, okay, but I'm just being serious here. I'm being kind of facetious here. But you have a lot of these coins that don't really have a purpose, and they're going to wash out. But again, these banks or these businesses, there are some businesses that are bigger than others. Those are blue chip. So meaning, like, for example, if I always talk about having steak. I like steak. So if I want to go to steak, I could go to like a lesser steak place, and there's lesser coins that do the same thing as the bigger coins. I'm not going to make direct comparisons, but here's the thing about it. When I want a steak that I know is made right, I'm a steak snob, and I don't like going to a steak that sucks it, and my whole day is ruined if I have a shitty steak. I go to Outback, or I go to some name brand place that I know has standards. Standards. Did you hear what I just said? Standards. When I go to Montana, Billings, Montana, or I go to Green Bay, Wisconsin, or I go to Des Moines, Iowa, or I go to Georgia, and I stop at an Outback Steakhouse, guess what? It's gonna taste the same, because they have universal standards. That's what ISO is in the crypto market. We've agreed that this is the way you cook a steak. It's cooked this many minutes, it's tenderized this many hours, it's served blah, blah, blah at this room temperature. Standards. That's the difference between professional and amateur. Don and Irene's steakhouse on the corner of, East Jabip, whatever, doesn't have those standards. They just kind of know how to make a steak. When it looks good, they poke it with a fork, look if it's pink inside, and then they serve it up. That's the way some of these coins are working. They're just flying by the seat of their pants. They don't have standards. They're not in compliance. And, sooner or later, there's going to be an Outback Steakhouse pop up across the street. Are you starting to understand what I'm saying here? The big boys are going to run this shit out of the market. They're going to run it out of the market. And if you are invested in Bill and Irene's Steakhouse, you're screwed. You're screwed because nobody wants to buy what's left over from that place. They don't want to buy the chairs. They don't want to buy the tables. They don't want none of it. And you don't want to be holding none of that when it happens. So if you're, I'm being funny, but I hope you guys, I like to teach, this is the way I teach, but I hope you guys are understanding what I'm saying. Hold the blue chips. Never, 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 never bet against the bankers, the big money. Those are the people that rock the world, create the world, define reality. If you're betting against reality, you're betting against success. If 3 years or 3 decades of success with me has taught me anything, every time I go against that rule, I suffer. And so don't. When you get into multimillionaire status, then you can start to speculate. But if you're using that average Joe lunch bucket paycheck, and you're like, oh my God, there's this new project I heard about. This guy's talking about it. I'm going all in. You're screwed. You're screwed. You might not be screwed, but the odds are not good. The odds are not good. I don't know what the odds are for failed crypto projects, and it's probably pretty bad. But all you have to do is just get on the internet and look and see what the failure rate is for the average business. It's like 90% in the first year. So crypto's probably even more or less. But here's what I'm telling you: the odds are not in your favors. We're here to play odds, winning odds. That's what this is. This is why we call it the unfair advantage. And so what we're looking to do is we're looking to look at the things that have the highest rate of return, the fastest growth, the most solidity, the least risk. I mean, investing doesn't have to be hard. You guys make investing harder. I watch you guys in the chats. I'm kind of like Batman. I'm sitting up on the rooftops watching you guys. I'm not not always joining the chat. I'm watching you though. And your conversations are very telling of your future failures. And sometimes I step in and I say something when it seems to be a little detrimental. But the thing is some of the stuff I can kind of tell when some of you guys are on the edge, you're spending money you shouldn't have, or you're getting into things like that, because it's not. Don't jump at everything just because it's cheap. I'll leave it at that. Can I talk about Algorand? Oh, hell yeah, I'll talk about Algorand. So hang on just a second. Let me pull up a chart on that. So I'm running out of daylight here, guys. I need to get outside and help my son work on his trailer. So, all right, so Algorand. So here, so you guys are new on the live stream. I told you let's get it. I told you right here, you might want to buy that. And the minute I told everybody, ba-boom, off she goes. So last I looked, let me just tell you what it actually hit. So it ran up to 133.52% in less than 10 days. Less than 10 days. This is not unusual for this group. It's not unusual for Fibby Chart's not unusual for our group, for me to come in and basically, and it's going to get even more normal as the market turns around and starts to go north. But even in bad times, I can do things like this. It's very common for me to basically tell someone, hey, you might want to pay attention to this thing, and all of a sudden just boom. I mean, I have a record that's just absolutely irrefutable, that I've done it well over 30 times, that I've suggested someone. I did it with Sushi Swap. I've done it with quite a few of them. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but if you go back and you check the charts, you'll see there's endless amounts of these things where I tell people, pay attention to them, it's about to go. And within hours, most of the time it takes off. Now, what he wants to know is there more juice left in the squeeze? Oh, baby. This is another one of these. This is one of those ISO compliant things. It's going to get much better than this. You haven't seen it. So if you're holding this, keep on holding it. Keep on holding it. There's no reason. I mean, yeah, it's fun to take profit. I mean, my God, 130% profit. Who wouldn't want to be tempted? But what I'm telling you is like, you have not, if this is right now, we're in the bad times. And if this is doing this in bad times, when everything else starts to go crazy, what do you think this is going to do? You haven't begun to see what this is going to do. So I won't give away the projected high on this. So what I will tell you is, should you be grabbing algo? Are we possibly in a pullback here? Yeah, that's what we would define as a pullback. That is a God's honest pullback. That is up, down a little bit, ready for another leg. Very possible could do something like that. I'm not suggesting that it might not go like this and we might get one of those, because generally speaking, we've got some pretty scary stuff coming up here this week. But here's what I'll tell you: where I would feel that it would sag to on a modest drop wouldn't be any lower than right there, because we have support and resistance right there. The next one would be right about there. And I don't, anywhere in this general zone right here would be about as good as I think a panic, a short-term panic would take us down to. And you're looking from where we're at now to there. That's pretty, it's pretty appreciable. It's 20% to the top of that, and it could be as much as 33% to the bottom. So the question is, do you want to risk it? We're riding right across that vector line right there that I had. I told you this is going to hit this, hit it, bounced off it, went up, bounced off it again, went up. So what are we looking at? So if we're looking at in the short term, we're only looking at a 15-minute chart, so it's not going to tell you a whole lot. Currently right now, the Bollinger Band is spreading. The Snapdragon is pointing up. All indicators are pointing up. It's losing a little bit of speed on the RSI, so we might go sideways a little bit. But generally speaking, we have definitely changed formations from right here, so we could possibly sag back down into this area. But if you guys are kind of jonesing to maybe get a little of that algo action, be looking right here. That's a pretty safe bet. And if it goes lower, don't go all in on this, but if you just want to get a taste of it, you might want to at least do yourself a safety buy order right here. You can buy this, by the way, on Coinbase. You can go ahead and enter market order, or go ahead and hit a limit order on that thing, and just put it in for, if you want to try $1.40, $1.50, $1.60, something like that. Let it sit. If it hits, it hits. Come back in, tell me, oh my God, it hit just like you said it was gonna. And I'm fairly sure that's exactly what's going to happen within the next couple of weeks. We're going to probably come down, but when it turns around, this thing's going to go so much higher than what you're looking at right now. So even if you buy right now, anywhere in this is going to be yesterday's news that you wish you bought it. So that's basically where I'm going to leave it at with that. Yeah. Down, basically, I'm expecting everything to kind of go down for right now. So again, to kind of put a cap on this and kind of put a pin in it for the night. So here we are now. This is obviously not reflecting September 11th. It's 7:42 Central Time, Chicagoland time here in America. So 9/11 is tomorrow. Asia wakes up here, my time, in about an hour and a half. So let's see what they think of this. Probably not much. 9/11 doesn't mean jack to those guys, so you must understand that. They're just playing the straight play, the straight market play. They're looking at it kind of going, what do we think? Up, down, sideways, what? I just want to play with this real quick while I'm looking at this here. Hang on just a second. I just had kind of a little inspiration to try something. I wanted to see. I'm going to leave this here, just because. So here we are on the marker for 9/11. So if we break outside of this general channel, then you're going to know something serious. And by breakout, I mean out, close candle. This is a 1 day. Close 1 day candle outside of this, you're going to know something the fix is in, and down she goes more. So I'm going to leave this on here for my chart subscribers and let you know that basically keep an eye on this. Is on the 1 day Coinbase. But keep an eye on that. So if we basically sag below, for you guys watching, 42,738 is the number that I got. If we get below that and hold, down she goes. We're gonna be going lower, definitely. So, all right. So that's gonna be pretty much it for now. I just kind of want to share a little bit. Mostly the purpose of this live stream was to talk about Shiba and just kind of what's going on, because some people were like, "Oh shit, I can't get in on this." So if you guys would like to subscribe here, I'll go ahead and do this one more time here. If you guys would like to subscribe to our charts, just do that at VeCharts.com. Basically, this is the website, and all you gotta do is simply go right here with subscribe. If you'd like to know what you get in the packages, this is kind of a real quick thing. You can come in and do the small stuff, but you don't get VIP chat at bronze, you don't get it at silver, you only get it at gold, or you get more of it at platinum. I mean, obviously the higher levels, you get more coins that we track and trace and talk about. The ultimate thing here, pardon me, I'm a popular guy, people calling me on my phone. platinum is generally where most people end up eventually. So, you can upgrade stuff like that, but I would highly encourage you guys to step in at gold. If you are a serious trader with over $5,000, I would highly recommend you come in at gold and get the full advantage, get the VIP chat, the private videos that I do when I do those things, the daily commentaries and whatnot, and basically just the crypto brotherhood that's a very, very top-notch group that I'm quite proud to have founded, and now we are over 1,000 members and growing. So thank you very much for doing that and making that part of making all you guys making that group what it is today. We've got some top-notch mods and some very good quality people that are part of that, and I'm not ashamed to say I'm in charge of all the lot of you, so that's definitely good. So that's going to be it for tonight. Thank you very much. My name is Red Baron, and we will adjourn the Treehouse. So until later, be safe, be good at it. Peace and hair grease, baby.